Honestly, probably the most boring thing to practice in golf is putting, but you can make it fun in some ways. So, and I honestly don't practice putting enough, and I bet you most of you guys don't practice putting enough. So we're here at the PGA Tour Superstore. We have the putting green to ourselves. We're gonna practice some putting. We're gonna do a few different drills here just to, dial in the stroke and make sure we're starting everything online. The first one we're going to do is a little thing I like to call like the star drill. We put however many balls honestly around, the hole that you're going to, and you got to make it all the way around, making them all in the row. Or what you can do is, try to make it all the way around, and if you miss some, just count up how many you miss and try to improve for the next time. For the sake of the video, that's probably what we're going to end up doing. And I'm going to go about 5 feet around, so we'll drop a handful of balls here and just try to make some about 5 feet away around this hole here. And honestly, it's just a good drill to focus on your putting. These things are getting away from me, but let's try this out. We have a few here, and honestly the main thing with practicing your putting is just taking your time. That's a little tedious, but you want to practice putting the way you're going to do it on the course. You just don't want to go around and smack a bunch. So we're going to line them up and try to stroke it in. And I've put on the screen enough to know that it doesn't just funnel into the hole. A lot of misconception that the golf stores funnel everything into the hole. So we'll probably see some lip outs today, but let's start this drill. We'll start down here. I know it's tedious, but we're going to kind of assume everything's a pretty straight putt until we kind of see otherwise. So for me, I do like to line the ball up when I'm around this far away. The putter's been a big problem point for me. So we're just looking about making good strokes, rolling it end over end. There we go. Just seeing the lines roll end over end is key. Because honestly, as long as you see that, you know you're starting it online. After you make contact with the ball, there's nothing much you can do. What did I say? There's a lip out at PGA Tour Superstore, so they don't all go in. So we're going to discard this one. We'll come back for that at the end. But again, you just want to try to make some good strokes. It's not the most fun thing, but if you can really focus on what you're doing, this is where the majority of your strokes are. There's it again. Not my best work there, I gotta say. So, that one actually broke a little bit, so we're gonna try to line it up a little bit more. And I've been experimenting with a couple different grips. Let me know in the comments how you grip the putter. Right now I'm just kind of going standard, but I was kind of experiencing with this makeshift claw thing. It's okay. I don't know. It's like a little awkward, but right now we've missed 2. And PGA Tour average from like 7.5 feet is about 50%, so this should be a little bit more than 50%. I pulled it. Yeah. So those ones are interesting. If you feel like you pulled it, but it's still rolling and end over end, it means that you hit it on your line. So honestly, the biggest thing with putting is making sure you're actually lined up to where you think you are. So that's why I like using a mirror at home or something. But we're just trying to get a nice fluid stroke here. There we go. That one felt pretty good. Honestly, if you got a PGA Tour Superstore near you, a Golf Galaxy, and it's freezing out like it is here, there's no putting greens open, just go and roll a couple putts. There's a bunch of different putters here. You can try them out. But there we go. So we missed 3 in that whole circle. Now we're going to go back here to this one. Try to roll it in. This one actually moved a little bit to the left, but again, trying to roll this thing end over end. This is a great drill, especially if you're out like on an actual green where there's a little bit more movement than in here. By hitting ones all the way around, you get to experience a bunch of different breaking putts, which is awesome. All right, so now let's go into what I like to call the ladder drill. What you're gonna do is put 2 balls 3, 6, 9 feet away, and essentially it's as follows. You have a little ladder here, and you got to make it up and down the ladder, making every single one in a row. that's the premise. But again, for the video's sake, we're just gonna see how many we make, how many we miss. But we start here at 3 feet. So don't take these for granted. This is, you know, a 3-foot putt equals the same amount of strokes as a 300-yard drive. Just let that sink in. So you got about 30 shots just with this flat stick. It's very important. There we go. So we get back here, moving up the ladder. Looks pretty good. And once you kind of get into a bit of a groove with your putter, it feels really good. There's nothing better than having confidence with your putter. It's probably part of the reason why I have so many putters at home, just because I like switching it up a little bit. But a new look, a new feel. But I've been sticking with this one. Oh, I like chunked that putt. So, you know, in that case, I would have to start all over. But we're gonna just re-hit that one. Right now I have a Ben Nardi SS17 putter here. I really like it. It's got this cool face on it here. I don't know how well you can see that. There we go. This is what we're working with. It's a pretty sharp looking putter. I like how heavy it is, honestly. So, and it's a semi slant neck here. So that means in terms of like toe hang, it's got about 60 degrees of toe, 45 degrees of toe hang, so about feel, but you know, everyone strokes it a little bit differently. Got to keep that in mind. This is the one we missed. Let's go back here. So this range right here is the biggest problem for me. It's just mentally you have to see the ball go into the hole. If you don't, you're not going to make it. I mean, just get your lines right and then make a good stroke. There we go. So once we make that 9-footer, we make another one right back to back. Take a look at your target, look back, come through. There we go. Happy with that. It's actually pretty fun to putt around on these big indoor putting greens, just because you know you don't really get to experience it too often. We're gonna do one more after this one goes in. Work on our lag putting. So obviously, no one likes to 3-putt. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna set the camera up, and you're gonna see some lag putting. I'm gonna put this little flag here no further than about 18 inches past the hole. So we have a decent gauge of the speed. I'm gonna go down to the end of the putting green. We're gonna hit some towards here and just kind of focus on speed. Obviously, it's a lot more important when you're playing on an actual green. But again, it's good to know like how far back you're taking it. Just I'm a big feel player, so most of the time I am kind of feeling what's going on. But I'm just gonna bring these balls back here, reposition the camera. We have this flag position about 18 inches past. I like doing that just because 18 inches is, I feel pretty comfortable making it from there. So if we can lag it up within 1 to 2 feet of the hole, it's pretty good. So we got a decently long putt here. I mean, I would say this is about 30 feet, maybe a little bit longer. But we're just gonna hit some putts, try not to hit it any further past than that little flag there. And the reason I say past the hole is because if you don't give it a chance to get to the hole, it's not going to go in. So if we can hit it just past it, that is an ideal putt. Obviously, it depends on certain factors, uphill, downhill, but trying to dial in the speed. It's pretty decent speed, terrible line, so we're going to adjust. And the long putts are important. You got to pick your lines and trust them. See if we can make some here. That was a really good putt. Turn in. Oh, that right there I'd be very happy with. So now we know if I was going out to an actual round and these are the speeds, that's way too hard. I already know it. And that's what's going to happen with lag putting. That's going to go right into that. So that is not good. So you just got to really focus on your speed. I like looking at the target. It gives your brain an idea how far you need to hit it. That should be a little bit better. A little hard still. And these greens are quick in here. So I just like it because you don't really get to practice long putts really indoors anywhere besides here. Like that is a very good putt. We'll take that. So that's 2 bad ones, a couple good ones. Let's get a couple more good ones here. Should be much better speed. There we go. I don't love that it's short, but again, we're not really expecting to make this putt. So we got one more here. I pushed it. But what you can do now is, say you're at an actual green, right? It's a pretty good spread. Two of them would have rolled way too far past, but, you know, clean them up. You know, make sure you kind of get in here, practice tapping them in, finish them up. Just kind of gives you that clarity and closure on the greens. But that's a really great drill there as well. So that's kind of a little bit of putting practice. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, if you have a mirror, a gate, that's kind of how you really dial in your stroke, but it's good to just kind of hit some free strokes here and there. So that's all we got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.